Hi, Prosperity Team. It's Dr. Money. Now, there's a mystery person here. I'm not going to tell you who she is right now, because what we're going to do is that we're going to join together in consciousness. And remember, if you're watching this video, then you are on the Prosperity Team. And how do we start? We start by joining the circle of well-being. And we do that with our imagination. But remember, our imagination is not an illusion, it's a reality. And so where is that circle of light? Let's imagine it. Let's bring it so. And the way we go into it is through our breath. And as we breathe in, we breathe in well-being. And as we exhale, we send this same thought of well-being to all people on the Prosperity Team and all of our families into the world. And as we breathe in, which you do breathing in and breathing out as I speak, know that you're empowering this circle of consciousness and circle of well-being. And we're changing the consciousness of the people on the planet so that we can all live an abundant life. Just keep that breath going. Everybody can take just a minute or two every day to imbibe in the wholeness and holiness of creation, and we do that through the breath. Yes. And you know what I say, it's sacredness can be silly, and so we don't have to go about our spirituality in a very somber way. We can have fun as we breathe in and out of this circle of well-being. And so it is. So who is this that I have beside me? What's she doing here, and where are we? Well, we're in Wheaton, Illinois at the 133rd Theosophical Society Conference. This is the summer convention, and I've been every year for a long time. And last year we were roommates. Was it last year? Yes. Last year we were roommates, and then I actually met her for the first time 3 years ago in Salt Lake City at the Parliament for the World's Religions. And she is a wonderful person, and she is a walking, talking sign for prosperity. She has a very prosperous life, and she lives life well, and she does what she loves to do. So Peggy, and her name is Peggy Heubel. Sorry, that's Peggy. And Peggy, what I want to ask you is, what would you want to say about money? What is your right use of money, your right relationship with money? What's going on with you and money? What advice can you give, or thoughts out of your lexicon of well-being?
If I had to wrap all of these thoughts up in a nutshell, so to speak, I would say that perhaps the love of money might be the most negative portion of having money or wanting more money.
And tell us what, and when you say love of money, tell me what you mean, because love is a kind of, and I said we talked about the love of money, but love, is like a sweet kind of thing. So when you say the love of money, what do you exactly mean by that?
I mean greed or
Wow.
avarice, wanting more and more money so that you can buy more and more things. And I really believe to the core that this is an expression, or can be an expression, of our being. And in particular, if avarice and greed is involved, in a certain egotism. And it's rather like an extension of who we think we are. The more money we have, the better we are. The more things we have, the better we are. And I don't believe that is so. And I found in my own life that it isn't true. You don't need more and more money to get more and more things in an effort to make ourselves seem better or more expansive than we are in reality.
Well, I'll just, I want to talk with you a little bit more about that. I know that I have before felt less than because I didn't have as much money as other people. Maybe I couldn't do the things they did and I couldn't participate with them. And do you have any kind of hints or something about getting over that? Because some people feel like they're really, I'm, really powerful and important because I have money and these people don't and they're no good. But what about the people that feel maybe not so adequate because they don't have as much money as other people and they feel less than? Do you have any kind of hints or tips or anything to help with that?
Well, first, I believe we shouldn't associate or attach ourselves to money and the things that it can get for us. We will never, I believe, be happy if we compare ourselves to what somebody else has or what somebody else is doing. We are where we are for a reason. This is our purpose in life, to be where we are. If we can better ourselves by accepting people as who they are and accepting ourselves as to what we can and can't do without this accumulation of things, of wealth, I think we can find a certain degree of happiness and satisfaction with our own life. But even if we were a billionaire, say, there's always going to be something that we want in addition to that. And we can never truly be happy if we set our star on gaining wealth.
Well,
or more.
Yeah, so kind of to encapsulate part of it, I think I hear you saying is that when we think that money has anything to do with our identity, then we suffer.
Exactly. That's a good way, a short way of putting it, but yes.
Yeah, and let's see, is there anything else? The other thing that we might say is that, putting it another way, and that is when money becomes an attachment,
Yes.
then we also suffer. Do you have any thoughts about money as an attachment, what that would mean when we're attached to money? What would that look like?
Well, isn't it odd that we can say money is an attachment? A lot of people believe that it is, that we have to have money for various reasons. But
and we do, because we have to pay our bills. So
we certainly do.
Right.
We
to stay in integrity.
Exactly.
And keep our lights on.
Yes. But we can't put too much emphasis on that. And the reason I say this is because there is a truism. That truism is that you can't take it with you, and that you're born into life without anything. And you have to make your way where you are with what you have until, of course, you become an adult, and that's where the trouble begins. We attribute wealth and money, perhaps, to things that really are not important in the long run. The things that we can take with us is our love and appreciation for not only ourselves but for other beings that build up character. And money doesn't necessarily do that unless you know how to use money in the proper way. And that's, I think that's the crux of it. Okay. Money has its purpose.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate that. Now, I'm going to just say a few things just to sum it up here about money, and that is that, as I've said before, money is really neutral. And we need to develop the right relationship with money, and that is that we need to know what money can do and what money cannot do. And then we need to probably just detach from money. Detaching from money does not mean that I'm not paying my bills. It means to move money over from the major portion of grasping for it to just having a harmonious relationship with it where it just fades in the background. And I want to thank you so much, Peggy, for being on here today. I love you, love you, love you, love you. And this is Dr. Money, and I want you to remember for sure that I love you. And what are you going to say to the audience too? Give them another.
I love you too.
Good night.